If I had to guess, you probably clicked on this video because you like to collect video games. Whether you like retro games or maybe something more modern, you're like me. You're a collector or maybe a wannabe collector and consume lots of video game centric content on a daily basis. Game room tours, game reviews, garage sale hunting, everything. You dream of having a decked out game room where you and all your buddies can relive the glory days of grinding Super Smash Bros. Or Halo 3 together, laughing and enjoying yourselves. Today I have a little bit of a different video for you guys. You may have seen my game room tour I posted at the end of last year, where I toured my home office that also doubled as my home base for retro gaming. Now I know I said I'd give an update video on that space because I had some more plans for it, but I can't quite deliver on that promise because, well, I moved. I got a job offer that I accepted in another city, so me, my wife, and our 2 dogs packed up our stuff and moved across the country. In the process of looking for a new place, of course having space to set up my gaming stuff was prominent on my mind. I mean, if you see that video, I have an entire room dedicated to my setup, although that was also because I was working full-time from home, which with this new job is not the case. We moved from the suburbs of a small city to the heart of a giant city. Our square footage was cut into like a third of what we used to have. We were able to sort out everything space-wise, but at the end of the day, as I'll show in the video now, this is what the gaming setup was relegated to. Yeah, it's a bit different. At first I was pretty bummed, but as I'm sure you guys know, it is pretty freaking expensive to get an extra room while living in the heart of a city. Here, my wife and I are sharing an office as well as using it for extra storage. What was once my beautiful office was relegated now to 2 bookshelves. My CRTV is over in the corner for my NES, my Xbox, Wii, and GameCube, etc. is now in the living room with the main living room TV, as it didn't make sense to have a separate TV in this new office. And here's why I'm making this video. Even though my setup is not as cool and aesthetic as it was at our old place, it's actually for the better. I'm serious. I mean, this is gonna sound sappy, but bear with me because it's 100% true. Not worrying about the aesthetics of how my game collection looks has enabled me to care far more about actually playing the games. Going from building shelves from scratch, yes, I sanded, painted, sealed, and mounted those by myself. Well, I guess with the help of my wife actually, to buying 2 rickety shelves off Amazon to throw my collection onto has really realigned myself with why I got into collecting in the first place, the games. Now this isn't to say aesthetics of a game room aren't important. If I had this space, I would have remade a pretty cool setup, so there's nothing wrong with decking out a game room. But too often do I see people in our hobby hyper-focus on the perception of collecting, rather than why we all started doing it in the beginning. When we moved, I had a crazy backlog of games, and well, I still do, don't we all? But I've been cruising through a ton of them because I'm just focused on enjoying what I have, rather than stressing over what my collection could be or could look like. With less time on my hands, working a demanding job and commuting again, I'm playing more games than when I verifiably had more time and more opportunity to. It feels like I've rediscovered the hobby and have a new drive to replay all the games I love and try out all the new ones the community has recommended to me. Another problem a lot of collectors face is the more is better mentality. Empty shelves suck, and want to know what would look really cool? A complete floor-to-ceiling shelf packed with goodies and grails. But you want to know who that's not practical for? I'd say most of us. And don't get me wrong, some game rooms I've seen on YouTube are dope, like really cool. But for an average Joe like me, and I would assume a lot of you guys watching, will never achieve the extent of collection some of these people have, and that's okay. Stemming from me caring less about the aesthetics of my collection has freed me from the buy more and more and more. You can see I have some empty space at the bottom of my shelf, but looking back at my old setup, I had my shelves chocked full. Collecting means something different to everybody. What collecting means to me may not be what it means to you, but it's paramount to keep in mind what is important. I moved from being hyper-fixated on my game room aesthetics to sort of a quick fix solution to just be organized has helped me tremendously as a collector and gamer. So I'm curious, what does collecting mean to you guys? What's important and what do you think is overhyped? If you guys made it to the end of this video, thank you. It means a lot that you guys are interested in the video, and if you wouldn't mind, hit that subscribe button. I have a lot of really cool videos I'm working on and I'd love for you to see them. I reply to every non-troll comment and I even reply to some of the trolls, so make sure to let me know what you think down in the comments. I'd love to get a conversation going, and I'll see you in the next one.